All right, so blue-black mid-range. Mid-range decks, for those not familiar with that terminology, refer to decks that take different roles in different matchups. So against aggressive decks, mid-range decks tend to be a little bit more controlling, and against controlling decks, mid-range decks tend to be a little bit more aggressive. This deck's actually got a number of new cards from Theros in it, so Agonizing Remorse here is a staple in a lot of these black decks in the format, I think, and we get to pair this with Thought Erasure. So I know getting a discard spell played against them on turn 2 is everybody's favorite thing in the whole wide world. So now with 7 discard spells, we get the chance to do that a lot more often in this deck. We have Alirios Enraptured here, which basically has 2 copies of himself for the price of 1, so 2 bodies, which is kind of nice. This card seems very reasonable against aggro. We've got the Oracle of Half-Truths here as a way to generate some card advantage. We've got some Nightmare Shepherd as kind of a must-answer card that makes our other cards harder to answer. And then we've got a few copies of Ashiok Nightmare Muse at the top end of our curve here as well. Ashiok's incredibly powerful in a deck that's able to pressure the opponent's hand, because if you're able to keep your opponent's hand empty, Ashiok's -3 basically reads exile target card in play, which is sweet. We also gain Temples, additional fixing for the mana, so let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here with this one and see how it goes. To set a low bar, it's probably going to be better than the red-green deck we just played. Was the Naya Giants deck any good? It was okay. It's better than the red-green deck to set a low bar. So we have Thought Erasure here to help us dig to our land drops, hopefully. Would ideally like to hit our first 5 land drops with this deck, which is quite a few. Some kind of mid-range or control deck here. Probably just... Is it just Teferi? It might just be take these and take their pressure. Yeah, I'm going to take their threats. Yeah, they scryed, right? So they probably have a land on top. Not mathy enough to understand fun is zero sum. What does that mean? It means that if your opponent is having none of the fun, that means you're having all of it. It's basically a rude way to say if your opponent is miserable, it means you're having a blast. Do I want this Thief? I, want to land, but, Thief is pretty good, huh?
No, I am not making this up as I go. Right on schedule. Trust me, I have a plan.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, to see them just trade their sweeper 1-for-1 here.
Let's try this.
This is greedy. They definitely should have killed my thing. Hey, congrats, Space Martian. Thanks for being here. Huh? Might be right to just take the cheaper card there. Bass is not particularly useful to our deck, though. Maybe it's right to just take their Enraptured.
Don't worry, I got this.
Well, you know. Surveil 4 is pretty good. So this card,
Might be a bad idea.
that's real good. Yeah, the problem is, like, we don't have any lands and our opponent's drawing enough gas. Like, maybe if our opponent was flooding a little bit, we could eventually catch back up here. But the fact that they just have an endless supply of gas that they're going to get on board and not be able to catch back up. Alright, that's enough for me. I wish there was a turn counter in this application. It's another one of the many things Magic Online has that Arena just doesn't. Like, now it's easily turn 7 or 8. Massacre Girl sounds great here. Tyrant Scorn. I guess it kills the reflection thing when they go to blink it. That's great, Lycobosh. The Eat to Extinction art is great. Agree with that. Feel like I don't really want anything else here. Maybe Disfigure is better than Tyrant Scorn. No, my stuff doesn't seem to line up stellar here. They have a number of things that are strokeable. Maybe just bring in 2 strokes. I think I've been that for now, just so I'm going to be tapping out early. This Thought Erasure can hopefully help drag us into an extra land or 2 here. Perfect. Fair. Doggos are not happy with that. I don't know that I could beat this card later, but like, I literally just can't take a Thassa off the table. So they look at the top 3 cards of my library. They put 1 in a face-up pile, 1 in a face-down pile. I put 1 in my hand and 1 in the graveyard. So, am I choosing Which one goes in my hand or which one goes in my graveyard? They had a Thief of Sanity on the face down one. I want to hit my 5th land though, so like... I feel like those buttons should say hand and graveyard. Okay, that's a great draw, 'cause lets me clear this time wipe. Alright. No gamble, no future here. So if they brick on the untapped white source here, we get to get in with the Thief of Sanity. And now I get to hold up Tyrant Scorn to bounce this if they do hit the land. I did mill 2 untapped white. It's good clean value. With bouncing, the Oracle will be better than Thief. Maybe. Scrying doesn't do anything. Gaining life makes sense. They really did, Pizza. Just like peak Magic player interaction right there. Let me tell you this format staple wasn't playable. Hey, Jin, thank you for the 35 months. Hope your new gig is going swell. Happy Friday. I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Just gonna go ahead and run it back. Yeah, the Reflection Token card seems very reasonable. It seems like they're like a blue-white Thassa deck, basically. They have a lot of different things that get value from blinking. They're also playing Time Wipe and Planar Cleansing as sweepers. Third land guaranteed sounds great. I'm gonna bottom that. Just looking at some land drops here. Liking Esper Hero. That's good to hear. Does it feel competitive against the Simic decks? Crasisness is like the litmus test for the format. Can you be competitive there? If yes. That's exciting, Mastermind. I don't know if those cards are really a problem so far, Tuber. So I'd be hesitant to play cards specifically for them. I'm excited to get Mystic Disputed here. Oh, didn't get Disputed. That's exciting. Yeah, the problem fight is that, like, they generate pretty endless value, and Ritual Assault doesn't kill their Nissa. So Nissa just, like, gasses up and keeps hitting you. It says, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, exile it, create a token that's a copy, except it's a 1/1 in Nightmares in addition to its other types. So, if I get this down and they sweep my Thief of Sanity away, I get a 1/1 Thief of Sanity, right? That's how that works? Yeah, Planner Cleansing Banishing Light is not stellar, for sure. I think I just grabbed that for now, and I'm gonna play this. This lets them tap a creature. Maybe they try and race us here. Hey, what's going on, Hammy? TGIF? It's like shuffling the Fibble Thips around. Well, Prince with Thassa is a good call. I didn't think about that. Good catch, Berg. So I'll probably want to save these for after these are gone. Sweet Lumbering Falls, yeah. Looking forward to jamming some Historic. Updated that last night. Like, guys have like 2 Planner Cleansing in their hand that don't do anything. they about to planar cleansing? That can't be right, right? I wonder if they don't realize what their Thassa does. Perhaps they don't realize Thassa has an activated ability. I'm gonna go ahead and Rider, kill the Enraptured here. Thassa can pay 4 to tap a creature. Yeah, they're forgetting the flavor text. It's definitely not the reason you play the card. Huh? Do I just have to sweep at this point? Feel like I probably do. What if I grab Shatter, and then I can Agonizing Remorse plus Shatter this turn? Shatter lets me draw a card too. So I'm hoping to draw an untapped land here so I can play a 5-drop around Mystical Dispute. Or I'm actually just dead currently. They could have just killed me. Oh, that's not true, because they activate that so I can play something. Never mind. Alright, well, I guess I cast this, huh? I can't banish Thassa because then I die. If I banish Thassa and they remember her flavor text, we die. Okay, have to draw an untapped land here. If we draw an untapped land, we're in a pretty okay spot. Yeah, their deck seems neat, except for the planar cleansing being a really silly deck building choice. Everything else they have going on seems excellent. Close, but no cigar. They have a Mystic Dispute, chat. So Mystic Dispute can counter non-blue spells. They just have to pay 3 for it. Yeah, we had a lot of choices in that game. I could go back over and maybe remake some of them different. It's very possible I should have just jammed some spells into their counter spells earlier. But I felt like we were more ahead than we actually ended up being. The Thassa plus the Reflection just ended up putting so much pressure on us, and we were unable to race. Yeah, their deck drew a lot of cards. That match felt like a good example of classic. There's always a bigger fish, right? He says as he immediately cues into someone else who's also playing a deck full of value cards. That's a good thought. You know what? And the mistake I made that game most definitely was I didn't think about Thassa plus Charming Prince. My lines ended up being worse than they could have been because when I was taking some of the early cards with Thief, I didn't think about Thassa blinking Charming Prince taking their stuff back. And if I realized that line on my first Thief hit, I definitely take a Teferi. But that didn't occur to me, and then I didn't take Teferi, and then we ended up losing to their counter spells, which was a big deal. Yeah, I think that was the play we could have done differently. Did you draw Seal Away? That's kind of brutal. Title is still Historic Soul Sibling. Well, that's the next deck we're playing, Sunko. So the decks in the stream title coming up are ones that I still have yet to play. Thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Wow, get played. Yeah, probably in for the lands anyways, huh? Their deck doesn't really have anything to kill, it doesn't look like. What else is MTGA just not working? Many people's. Lots of issues being reported. As far as like sweet designs go, I feel like this is up there that have come out in recent memory. Yeah, usually just like being 4-mana Muldrifter is what this card is. Just like always take 2. Unless you know what the other card is, it's almost always right to take 2, I think. I have no idea, Pino. I really need to take the time to fork Deckmaster and get my own extension version uploaded, so that way, like, it should just be as simple as him updating a database with the new arena IDs. It should be fairly trivial. What about Cardboard Live? Cardboard Live makes you use their deck overlay too, and they don't have a native Linux compile from my understanding. It's not open source.
It's not even on.
Would you like to steal my heater?
Freezing.
Past, present, and future are bound by threads of time.
Alright, so do I Murderous Rider in response here and make them like choose to veto before they know what they're getting? Probably not.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Feels like we're pretty far behind at the moment in terms of being able to pressure them out of this game with this planner cleansing coming up, but at the same time, I think with our Castle Locthwain, we might be able to pull through with plenty of lands. It seems like it's below value. God, Magic players are wild. You think a 4-mana 3/2 Menace Muldrifter is below value? I think you're crazy. Back in my day, our Muldrifters cost. Back in my day, our Muldrifters cost 5, okay? Kids these days.
Stop that. Now.
Stop that. See if we can draw a discard spell. Brazen Borrower. Your move. So if they cleanse the plane here, we can end step 3/2. Yeah, that's true too. It also puts a card in the graveyard to fuel your escape cards, right?
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
It's below value because it's not green. That's funny because it's sad. Yeah, I'll think another Oracle here. I expect them to end step planner cleansing. So I'm gonna let this resolve at my end step, and then I'm gonna go ahead and deploy Brazen Borrower here while they're tapped out. We will bleed for our cards, chat. Bleed for them. Alright, put lethal into play here. You have cleansed the non-believers. They have a veto that we know about, right? So we'll lead on this. That just worked. Looking for a discard spell. Arena's been functional so far today, which is better than it was yesterday. I mean, I want the discard spell, right? They bend another Atris, sure. They're just gonna veto this. I guess Ashiok's pretty medium against planner cleansing. Planner cleansing means if you play Ashiok and plus it, you just don't get any value. Yep. I was kind of hoping they'd make a 1/1 so I could, like, gain a bunch. I think I'm going to pay 3 life and draw a card at the end of their turn here still. Scryed both top. Well, that's terrifying. This isn't very good for them to bounce, so we've got that going for us. They have an absorb. It kills a creature and you gain X life, or exiles twice X cards from graveyards. Well, that's a way to end the game.
The time to fight. I am proud of my comrades.
Okay. Gives 2 creatures, 2/1 till end of turn. So let's lead on this and see where we go. Suddenly, under pressure. Bum 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 ba dum bum. There is a second card on their top of their deck here that they scried at the top, though. It's a little worrisome. Get to draw some goodies here. Is New Elspeth any good? I don't know. Well, I mean, technically this pile lets me rebuy this. I think I'm supposed to take the random, though. Good bluff. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just supposed to gain a bunch here.
That's more like it.
Together we can exact justice.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the... I guess they wanted to play around a removal spell. They didn't know 2 of the cards in our hand there. So, like, playing around a removal spell is not incredibly unreasonable. Because they didn't want to double block and have me kill one of the tokens with a Doomblade. And then not kill my creature. Oh... Yeah, they have a Teferi. Then they just weren't thinking about their Teferi.
Find your valor and fight.
I mean, like, how often do people like, Jeff, why didn't you make the good play? And I'm like, because I missed it or I messed up. That's what happened, chat. Things are complicated. Static text on Planeswalkers causes lots of players to make mistakes, even after having lots of experience with them. There's just lots of things to keep track of in this game.
Heroes, rally to me.
But it very obviously missed the fact that there's Teferi text going on. That would prevent that, just like I missed it as well. They kept a card on top, so I assume this is dead. Oh! Thanks. I appreciate you. What am I even looking for? Like, that's a question I feel like I need to ask myself here. What What is a card that, like, if I'm bottoming this, am I trying to draw? I'm not even sure, like... Yeah, is the 4/4 flyer is probably just good enough here, right? Any Croxabruge yet? Yeah, we played Black-Red Aristocrats with 4 Crux in it earlier today. Probably the deck of the day so far. This is maybe the last standard deck. I don't know. If we stay above 2,000 people, I'm probably going to stream as long as we stay above 2,000 people. We're going to do some historic after this, but if we keep a good viewer count through that, I'll probably do more standard after that. Feel like I'm scared, chat. Have 5 cards in their bin still, so Elspeth gets to come back again still.
Courage will bloom in all who seek it.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Pretty confident they have a spell in their hand. Sure. Oh, I'm dead, right? So they end step Borrower, bounce Teferi, down tick on Borrower, recast Elspeth, down tick on Borrower. I don't think I have an out because Teferi's locking me out, right? Hello, oldest son. Jacob. How was kindergarten today?
Good.
Good. I think we're still dead. Yeah, the only line is hope they miss. Hope they miss it. If we weren't playing Hearthstone, we wouldn't be dead, but as always, this card just takes a lot of the strategic value and removes it from Magic the Gathering.
Bad white.
You just drink my water?
All be baby safe. Always be safe. Bad white. Bad helicopter. Baby.
Bounce Elspeth technically works, right? No, because I had to lose life. I had to lose life from the castle, which meant a single Elspeth pump was lethal.
No, I'm in New Zealand.
The museum?
Yeah. Why back up in New Zealand?
That's exciting. All right, can you go upstairs with Mom? I love you, buddy. We really don't have great sideboard here, huh? Our main deck's not too terrible. Like, I get to bring in these strokes, I guess, and trim these Tyrant. Scorn. Spyglass is applicable here as well. None of these seem... I guess this exiles a Planeswalker. This is probably fine. Can take Narset or Teferi out of play. It's another hero's downfall, basically. Probably don't need 3 Massacre Girls. Grasp has a lot of text too. Not really. It kills Elspeth and Teferi, I guess. Yeah, maybe this is just better than Spyglass. Because, like, I need to actually take Teferi out of play, right? Because the static text is annoying. Yeah, Eat does permanently exile Elspeth. That's true. Yeah, seems great. Chess clocks are fine. Like, that game's a good example of why Arena is so much better than Magic Online in terms of game flow. Like, that was a really long game of Magic, and it only took 10 minutes off the clock, not even. You have 20 minutes and 30 seconds, and so do they. If we curve out lands 3-4 here, we got a really good shot here. Discard spell into threat. Perfect, and that's a better discard spell because it helps us hit our land drops. Brazen Borrower here, I think. Oh, you know what? These exile Chemist's Insights, huh? That's real. They draw Veto? That's rude. Oh, it does exile Elspeth too. Yeah, that's a good call. Well, since they have that now, I guess we do this. This is one that doesn't give them value if they bounce it. If I do get back to Mythgard content, Socio Penguin is probably not going to be anytime soon. Interest was always low on the survey, which was kind of expected, but there's just not enough hours in the day to do all the Magic content that I want. And streaming smaller games is just a lot less profitable than Magic. And so, all things considered, unless I'm at a really unhappy place with Magic, I'm going to focus on Magic. I think I just want the lands here, huh? Sick. How Abaji, thanks for re-upping that Prime for the second month. Welcome back. Zephyr, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Still playing any Mythgard on mobile? I haven't been recently. Been poking at some other things on my cell phone. I think this card's really good. I think this card's frequently going to draw you... This card's frequently going to draw you extra cards. So... I get to go ahead and Brazen Borrower, bounce one of these tokens, and then kill their Elspeth. Brain X Frozen, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I want to play Thief of Sanity? I feel like I probably don't. I probably want to take their Shatter the Sky here.
I know my responsibility. No, I am not making this up as I go.
They bounced that with Teferi right away. Does that mean I just stick the Thief here? I think that means I just stick the Thief. And I think I'm just going to take the Teferi out of play here. Am I bottoming this? I think I want to hit some lands. I'm going to bottom this. Yeah, we played 4 red-black Elder Giants and Aristocrats this afternoon. It was very reasonable. Ooh, I guess something to note is that Thief of Sanity enables their Elspeth. The old miss my land drop, accidentally misclick on the attack step. Fair. Onto the third game. Cavalier of Thorns into Uro. Well, we haven't played any of that on this stream because people who want tryhards usually watch other streams, but I expect the blue-green ramp deck with Uro and the cards that enable it for free to be very good, yes. Why wouldn't the best escape enablers be green? Perfect. It's exactly what we wanted for Christmas. I think I take Whirlwind Denial here because it makes them play Teferi next turn. And then their Teferi is likely to downtick pick their Birth up, which lets me stick the Thief of Sanity and potentially them not have an answer to it. And if they don't pick up the Birth, I just get to Murderous Rider the Teferi before it draws a card. The white aggro deck is really good. We're almost like, as happens every season, I'm sure we're going to have a variety of stinkers to start the season off as we work through the medium things. Well, that wasn't the land I wanted for Christmas. I think I'm supposed to Rider this Elspeth down. This escapes, but it takes 6 to escape. Yeah, I think Elspeth's a fine magic card.
Here goes nothing.
Feels magic, man. Are there 25 lands in this deck or 26? I think there's only 25 because I'm on 4 temples and 4 Thought Erasure. Yeah, only 25. I don't know, chat. I'm looking forward to smacking people around in Historic after this.
The tragedy of my death is I will do my best to support you.
Nexus is unwinnable. That's not true. You just kill them on turn 4 by attacking.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Yeah, it feels pretty dead, man. Sure, Wargy. What's it? My linear deck has a hard time with people who are trying to go over the top of me. Sure. When they have their best draw, we lose. You're not trying to beat Nexus, you're just trying to race them. And if you don't race them, you concede and you move on with your life. If you have something constructive to say about it, like how we could attempt to fix it, I'm open to hearing it, but just like complaining about it doesn't really do anything for us. Like, yes, Nexus is miserable, and a lot of decks can't interact with Nexus of Fate, and it should be banned like it's banned in Pioneer. How go the mill strats? I don't know what you're referring to, Nivik. No, I don't think we should splash a color in my deck that's trying to play a bunch of 1-mana spells. I think that's a bad decision. The suspension period for Historic isn't up until the beginning of March, they said. Priest has gotta go. Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. Ashiok pumping out into the supply of 2/3 should be real good here.
I wonder if you're creeping.
Hey, Exoluza, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hoaglandia. We're having a wonderful Friday and a great start to your weekend. Aristocrats was good. Definitely deck of the day so far. Bend the land. Hey, good luck in the rest of your lettering today. That's how Magic goes sometimes, right? That is an Aurelios Enraptured. I think I'm just gonna Massacre Girl here. Oh, I guess if I let them attack, Massacre Girl doesn't do anything. I've played this game before. Oh, they could have just sacked it anyways, right? It doesn't matter. Yeah, never mind. Gosh, this card makes the these creatures a lot worse, huh? Well, as always, if you missed anything, it'll all be up on YouTube this evening. Man, that sound effect is obnoxious. That's true. It can't sack itself, so we can ride this down. Huh? I think I'm still just killing this. I don't know. I guess that escapes back soon. This escapes for 4, right? Chat, I'm going to say something that's going to be a little bit shocking, so I want everybody to brace themselves. The more games we play with this deck, the more I kind of feel like there's a chance this is going to be another season where a mediocre blue-black base mid-range deck is not competitive. You shut up and take that back right now. Lie to me, Jeff. Ooh. So they're gonna activate Priest here, sacrificing Midnight Reaper, which gives them a 1/1. Alright, this gives me the all clear to Massacre Girl them next turn and maybe have a shot here. They are down to 6, so Massacre Girl having Menace could be a big deal on this board. Oh, he forgot to hold the land to play around Fenlurker. Woof. Yikes. Alright. Some witch figures. A Massacre Girl. Brazen Borrower seems real bad. Enraptured doesn't really block anything. The rest of this seems fine. We don't really have a lot of closing power in this archetype. Thief of Sanity is just so slow. The types of games that back in the day Thief of Sanity just completely took over really don't seem to exist anymore, huh? It was very, very good against those mid-range decks back in the day, and those just are few and far between these days. Yeah, Spyglass can turn off Woe Rider. Spyglass doesn't turn off Escape though, right? Because Escape is a casting cost, it's not an activated ability. Can I get a judge on that? It does turn off Priest. I just realized the way I felt when you told me blue-black is not good must be the way Republicans feel when you talk about politics. He's just so wrong. I hate him. I hate him. He's wrong. I think I'm just gonna disfigure this. Just to use my mana for the turn. Because, like, ideally my next couple turns are lined up, right? I'm gonna go 3, 4, 5. Sick. And then, so the way this works is, we get to cast the front half for any mana, then the back half goes on an adventure, and we can cast the back half, but we can't use mana of any color on the back half. But because we have actual black mana, that's not a big deal here. Gobble, gobble. Alright, how about if we, like, Ashiok, and then, like, bounce this, they exile a card from their hand? So, like, deal with your token and still get a 1-for-1 on the down tick, which is nice. They exiled a Gray Merchant. Their hand must be stacked, huh? But a dream to me. The fact that this card doesn't have a +1 that generates card advantage is probably going to be the reason it's not very competitive. Like, comparing Ashiok Nightmare's Muse to, like, 5-mana Teferi. Green gets Nissa, who shakes the world. Blue-black gets this. Yeah, we're playing the Borderless Rider because the Borderless Rider's a bigger flex. Yeah, a 2-3 for +1, like, my evaluation of Ashiok during spoiler season was this card's probably going to be pretty reasonable, but the frequency at which a 2-3 just doesn't matter feels like it might be a little high. Listen, you shouldn't try and tell Allie things. You should just let him follow his heart, okay? We're all happier letting Allie follow his heart. Ah, should have shocked it in. I think I just attack with these. They eat this. They take 4 down to 3. I gain 4. Unless they have a surprise way to pump this up. If you tell Allie he can't, he'll dunk on you with it. They're more fun as they get older, Nemesis. When they're really tiny, they just kind of sit there and are very boring, in my opinion. Mine are finally at the point where we can, like, play games together. It's great. Alright, so you just, like, kill this and then hit them, and then their Dreadhorde invasion kills them. Oh, I could have done that for one more. Whatever. Is Ashiok a rare? Nah, Ashiok's a mythic. As a semi-competitive person, I see other babies starting to scoot/crawl, and I'm like, go, man, go. Keep up. Gotta keep up with the toddler down the street. They all do things at wildly different rates. Like, Jake didn't walk till after he was a year old, but Declan was before that, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's definitely true. 4 to 5, they start to get articulate, but are still gullible and believe everything. And they say things that are funny without knowing that they're funny. Sometimes Declan's really started to catch on when he does something funny, and then he, like, tries to remember the funny things to repeat them again later. Which has made it extra important that I don't laugh when he does bad things, because then he's greatly encouraged to continue doing said bad thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a Swamp untapped here, because I would like to disfigure their turn 2 play, so that way I can play a discard spell on an empty board. This is unfortunate. I should have led on Agonizing Remorse, huh? If I would have led on Agonizing Remorse, I could have exiled the Woe Strider. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this is a good thing to note, like, learning experience for the format. When you have these two and, like, they're coming up on 3, this is a real consideration, because Agonizing Remorse exiles the cards you take. I guess I just take Grey Merchant. I don't know, that might still be wrong. It might just be right to take the Woe Strider so I don't play a 3-2. Yeah, but then I'm spending 2 cards to exile it, J-Ray. So, like, if I take it with Thought Erasure and then exile it with Agonizing Remorse, like, I've spent 2 cards to take their one thing away. So that sequencing is important because it's going to avoid me 2 for 1-ing myself. Yes, correct. And it wasn't, that's exactly correct. It's not like I'm digging for a land there, so the Surveil's not particularly meaningful. Are we having fun yet, opponent? Klesmond, thanks for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Sing the horrid hymn. I have a supply of 2/3s though, so we're ahead here at least. Well, we were ahead for a brief moment. At least they're going to need to draw another removal spell right away, because Thief of Sanity is going to take over otherwise. Handsome one. Agonizing Remorse me 3 turns in a row, taking my ideal curve and leaving me with land drops. Feels magic, man. Targeted discard spells are something. Alright, I would like your finest selection of spells, please. Kind of surprised they didn't hit us with attack with Watery Rider so they could escape it. Hold lands for Fenlurker. Kinda, like I have Castle Locthwain here. So like, playing lands has an immediate value proposition to it. That was a very good draw. The Ayara here is going to pressure our life total enough that we probably can't afford to be using Castle too much. The good news here is when they sack her, I don't have to lose 2 life. I don't get the 2/3 life linker, but I don't have to lose 2 life either, which is nice. Bottoms up. Perfect. Hey, awesome. Now I get to draw a card for 1 life instead of 2. It's exciting. Opponent had my back the whole time. Woo! Trigger. With Blue-Black Pirates, you talk about ordering your triggers. You explain why you activated the castle after the thief trigger in this case. Yeah, because this takes a bunch of mana to activate. So, like, I could get a card with the thief trigger that needs mana. That means I don't want, like, I could want to cast a spell and not use the castle. Like, here was a great example of that, right? Yeah, Gary also fuels the castle, too. I'd like to draw a couple of cards, please. So again, they look at my top 3 cards. They split them into a face up and a face down pile, and I take one and bin the other. Aw, man. Aw, man. Those other cards could have been anything, chat. Even a boat. I think this is like my pick for like my favorite design in the new set. Yes, we do. So the way Thief works with adventure cards is you get to cast both halves, but you don't get mana of any color for the second half. Is the trick. Atrix go on the party bus? Probably not. Alright, sweet. Double discard on the play. Feels demure, man. It is a pinned message in the Magic Arena channel. Well, we're not playing Gary in this deck. We just cast our previous opponent's Gary. Oh, man! Should have kept the Agonizing Remorse to play around their top deck Agonizing Remorse. Oh. I was going to punch them in the face again, and they sucker punched me first. Oh. Deal. Would you like to kill my Muldrifter? I'm going to take the pile that has 2 cards in it. I think in most situations, it's correct to take the pile with 2. I did quantify it as most situations. I did in fact make sure to say most. Assert dominance, take none. Power moves only. Hey, Reaper. Thank you for the entire year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I'm actually going to keep this land. Getting to 6 mana seems reasonable. Let's get you a sword to go with that Shield Reaper. Let's go ahead and kill this. And then play this. Whoa! The animation is powerful. Are they dead? This is 7, 8, 9, 10. We bounce this, we kill them. Oh, they can sack this to kill this. Wait, did they miss that? They're probably dead in the long term anyways, because Thief is hitting them. Yeah, that's probably the coolest of the god animations, huh? Feels like... let's do this. We had someone leyline us while we were playing Aristocrats earlier today. Made our Mayhem Devils and Priests very sad. Hey, thanks for the 16 months, Oi. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, black got a way to interact with enchantments in this most recent set. Remember, Maro teased that was coming. It might make Grixis better in some of these formats. Yeah, is this format really about enchantments currently, though? Yeah, historic, it could be okay there. All right, what am I ditching? I think it's Thief of Sanity. The chances of that card connecting feel low. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just buy myself some time, make them replay the Gutter Bones if they want it. Yeah, I saw Jensen playing an interesting looking Bant Pod deck. With the Bant Enchantment Pod. Scale of 1 to dead. Where's the Thief of Sanity at? Dead side of the scale, got it. I think I just block, right? Because otherwise they're gonna make me sack it. So might as well. They like all the cards in their hand. Well, that's scary. The inventions are well done. Thassa's invention in blue-white control and historic this morning felt exceedingly good. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in the Enchantment Edict to deal with Erebos. Yeah, or maybe people are misunderstanding the wording. Maybe they think they choose the pile and they want to give me none of the cards. Definitely in for 2 lands there. I've been so busy this stream, it's literally my first time seeing any of the cards from this set. Yeah, it's unfortunate Deckmaster's not alive yet. Nightmare Shepherd, and that enables Erebos. Brutal. I think I just pump a chump here. Surprised they didn't attack with this, because it would come back with this. Oh, they want to sacrifice it to draw a card? Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm just getting rid of Agonizing Remorse here. I'm gonna go ahead and Murderous Rider, or Swift End this, plus play another Murderous Rider post-combat. The token does count towards devotion. So tokens of specific cards have the converted mana cost of that card. Hey, Red Tomato, thanks for the half a year. Lots of things to explore so far. As always, in the beginning of a new format, lots of things seem possible. So they can sack this Fenlurker to draw the Rankle to then smack me with the Rankle. It would be pretty aggressive, but my health total is also relatively low, so it doesn't seem terrible. Means their Erebos is further away from activating, though. Hey, Kid Cloverfield, thanks for the half a year. Well, I mean, all things considered, that was a good draw, huh? Okay, we're hitting them down to 10, and we're going up to 7 here. The lifelink Murderous Riders might drag us kicking and screaming back into this game. Maybe. Maybe. That's really aggressive. This is going to be my last match with this deck, Pathfinder, and then we're going to roll on into some Historic. Alright, if they give me a removal spell for Night, I'm taking it. If they don't show me a face-up removal spell for it, I'm going to take the face-down pile. Probably 3 lands. Feels magic, man. Feels magic. Oh, build a house with all these bricks, huh, chat? It's their 9th land. So if they attack with this before doing anything, they force me to chump block. Now I don't have to chump block, which is great. This also means these 2 threats are lethal if I draw a removal spell. I guess they're not guaranteed lethal because they can make one of the -2, -1, huh? We did just get through a giant pocket of lands. Okay, so now if they sack the knight to not die, they lose the only card in their hand. Oh, I lose a target so they don't exile. Yeah, that's true. Good call. That's fine. We're still super far ahead. That is correct. This is how Magic works. 3 lethal threats. Go. Alright, so let's take a look at this and talk about what felt good and what didn't. To start with, Enraptured felt pretty underwhelming. I felt like just getting the kind of value that it ekes out. Maybe this card could be good against small creature aggro, but I also feel like small creature aggro has just largely been edged out of this format by the Nissa decks. So I feel like this was a bit of a miss for me. Both Oracle and Nightmare Shepherd were quite excellent. I think I'd go up to probably 4 of each. Ashiok was a little underwhelming. The fact that this is a 5-mana Planeswalker that wasn't +1 to generate guaranteed card advantage felt kinda meh. So I think I would cut down on that to fit in another one of these. Keeps the curve a little bit balanced as well. It's possible we just want the full 8 2-mana discard spells, like, let's just always do our thing on 2. Maybe trim a Brazen Borrower to get the last Agonizing Remorse in. Doesn't seem awful. Overall, we ended up beating Black Devotion twice. We didn't get a chance to play against any Nissa decks. It's possible that Massacre Girl's enough to keep the Nissa decks in check. I could also believe after playing the matchup though that maybe you want some Ritual of Soot or something in the sideboard for that. Hey, the Pizza Leagues, thanks for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, at any rate, we're going to have at least one more deck today. We're going to go ahead and hit a quick ad roll and take a break while I get set up. But when we come back, we're going to get a little bit stompy in Historic with some historic Soul Siblings featuring Heliod, Suncrown, and Daxos here for the first time in this format. So back in a few. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.